As a division, we are proud of the number of women and underrepresented minorities we have in nephrology at the University of Washington. This has traditionally rather been a male-dominated field. Women in research, they are not only leaders in the division of nephrology, but these are compassionate, caring people who really are making a change ultimately for their patients through their work in research, through innovation, through pushing the boundaries.
I think one of the challenges that nephrology has faced is attracting women into the field and retaining women in the field, particularly in academia. I think nationally we've seen that there's fewer women than there are men in nephrology, and if you look at those in academia, the numbers are even lower. I became interested in studying the intersection of heart and kidney disease when I was a resident, actually. I learned that patients with kidney disease are more likely to die of cardiovascular complications than they are of kidney disease. This really struck me as something that was important and understudied. And it really led down this journey to really understand, one, the pathophysiology of why patients with kidney disease develop heart disease prematurely, what makes them different than patients without kidney disease. Two, how we can identify high-risk individuals with kidney disease who have a disproportionate burden of heart disease. And three, how we can tailor our therapies to better treat patients with kidney disease who are suffering from heart disease.
There have been a few challenges in my career. I was the first African American full professor in the Department of Medicine, so I think being in that position, I was very much aware of sort of the issues that African Americans face in medicine. With the Affordable Care Act, a lot of people now have access to care, but I think that there's still some issues with people getting primary care, and as a nephrologist, we know that people need to have access to primary care so that they can have their diabetes and their hypertension treated so that that doesn't lead to ongoing kidney disease. I think minorities are underrepresented in terms of research participants, and so increasing access to those populations is something that I'm very interested in.
When I met Bessie 15 plus years ago, there were several things that struck me about this quiet individual, incredibly bright, smart, caring, compassionate individual who's behind the scenes always looking to see how she can improve the quality of life of people around her, whether it's her patients, whether it's the students, the fellows, and her faculty.
Minority groups, African Americans, Hispanic individuals, and lower socioeconomic demographics are at highest risk for chronic kidney disease. And those groups are disproportionately affected compared to the majority here in the United States. And the reasons for that are poorly understood, and it's an area of research that I am interested in exploring further. And I'm fortunate that University of Washington is affiliated with the Kidney Research Institute, which has received a grant to be part of the Kidney Precision Medicine Project. I chose to rotate in nephrology as a medical student because I didn't understand it at all, and I fell in love. I loved the people I was working with. I liked that they established really intimate relationships with their patients, and that they would sit around and spend a lot of time discussing things like sodium and potassium, and I felt like I found my people. I wasn't expecting to.
One of my favorite parts of my job is really the opportunity to mentor the next generation of physician scientists. I'm the Associate Program Director for our fellowship program, and I've really loved this role, particularly in terms of mentoring and identifying research fellows who are interested in this career long term.
Nisha is somebody who makes one think deeply about what we are doing. She's not somebody who's pushy or challenging, but really is one who makes one at the top of one's game. You need to be on your A game when you're working with Nisha and talking and thinking aloud, because she's pushing the envelope in a very positive way, asking what can we do better and how can we do that. A real contributor to research, education, teaching, and clinical care. She's an excellent physician.
It's exciting for me to be able to help fellows identify what their research passion is. identify a mentoring team, and then build a research program and get excited about scientific discoveries, presenting that work to the world, to the scientific community, and then launching their careers as independent investigators.
As a biostatistician here at the Kidney Research Institute, I am involved in research at all stages of the process, from conceiving of the study design, grant writing, data collection, data management, analysis, writing up of the results, and helping transmit those to a wider audience.
And Layla is an example of the need in nephrology to bring people who don't think about the kidney originally, but are bringing outside expertise to what we do in the research field.
So I'm very fortunate to have worked my whole career in the VA setting, and for the last 12 years I've been up here at the VA Puget Sound healthcare system, and I really feel that the system has allowed me to do research and clinical care that are highly aligned and related. So many of the research questions that I've been able to pursue have been inspired by questions that have come up taking care of patients. The veterans that I take care of are primarily older. Most of them have fairly advanced kidney disease, so they are either approaching having to make decisions about dialysis, etc., or they're on dialysis.
So Anne is really passionate about quality of care, delivery and safety for patients. She has an incredible experience with, in particular, elderly patients and difficult end-of-life decision-making type research, for which she's been pioneering and is a national leader in the field over here. It was really taken the opportunity to have a patient's voice in the decision-making and not the traditional physician top-down decision-making where the nephrologist says, you will do this and you will do that. Really engaging the patient and their families in ultimate decision-making on these difficult end-of-life decisions.
And I think one of the most wonderful things about taking care of these patients is the extraordinary opportunity that we have to build really enduring relationships with them.
Our women researchers, like our women clinical educators, are passionate, caring, thoughtful individuals who put their patients first, who put their mentees first, who are real pioneers in their individual fields, who are leaders in the field. Watching this makes me proud of their accomplishments, and they deserve all the recognition and more.